Hi YouTube. Sorry for the bad quality video. I have a new Samsung phone and it's just not very good. Also sorry for my hair, which is acting really weird today. I don't know why it's standing up like this. But I just thought I'd make a video about the Missouri protests and the Concerned Student 1950 group. I used to be in a relationship with a female student who was part of that group, and I'd rather not use any specific names. But she is a feminist student, and she's very active in the 1950 group, the Missouri group, protesting the safe spaces right now. And I want to point out, I just want to make people aware that this group, this movement in Missouri, protesting racism, protesting safe spaces, this group is more or less a faction, an offshoot of the feminist movement and feminist groups at the University of Missouri. And this movement is being led by very, very radical, very, very toxic feminists. The girl that I dated, who was part of this group, was violent and abusive. And she would be the first one to go to a, anti-domestic violence, anti-violence against women protest. Yet she herself was very abusive and very violent, and she'd get in these drunken fits of rage, and she'd get very, very violent. And whenever I tried to point out to her what she was doing, she would say, "Oh well, I'm a woman, so it's different. I'm female, so it's different. Stop being such a bitch." I'd hear some of the things she would say to her friends, and all of her friends were part of the feminist circle at University of Missouri, and it's more or less the same people part of the 1950 group. The group in Missouri doing all these protests, and it's basically the same people. The feminist groups more or less created the Concerned Student 1950s group. It's all part of the SJW, Social Justice Warrior group, community, more or less. And the things that they would say, they would say things like, we shouldn't bother building homeless shelters for men because men already have all the power and it must be a man's fault if he's homeless. And they'd say things like, oh, well, they'd say that, oh, well, we don't think another war with a draft would be bad because at least if they drafted young white men, they would all die off. And just things like that, just very, very toxic, very, 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 very just kind of disturbing, I guess. So I just thought people should kind of know who it is making these protests, because it really is kind of a serious thing. I'd rather not people know who I am, which is why I kind of use sort of dark lighting and kind of, I don't want to say my name or anything. So you can just call me Joseph, not my real name. But yeah, people should really just know who this group is and what they're about, because it's very bad news, and they're very, very toxic people.